Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Hope you guys are well. Hope you're alright. Hopefully you're settled in and strapped in. This is going to be the iRacing Nurburgring 24 hours. And I'm a little bit nervous. But yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome along to the live stream. Welcome to the chat. Hopefully you're all doing well. The SJC lights out should be around about 2:45 British summertime. So, just over half an hour's time. I believe that is when the race should be getting underway. Should be a half an hour warm up before then, which a few of the guys are in already, and then there'll be a 15-minute qualifying session in which I'm only really going to have one lap to actually try and get time on the board, so that'll be a bit difficult for him. Fortunately for me, I'm not qualifying. I won't be doing the first stint either, or should I say the first two stints. Stints are just under an hour long, by about 30 seconds or so, so an hour there or thereabouts. The guy who's qualifying, Raf, he'll be doing the first two stints, and then I should be in the car for stints 2 and 3, so I should be in the car around about 4:45 UK time. But yeah, this will be an interesting one. We're just loading into the session at the moment, so bear with us whilst we're waiting for that to get underway. But yeah, racing with Alpinestars Geodesic Racing. Racing with 3 other drivers that I haven't actually driven with before in a 24-hour race. This is also my first 24-hour race where it gets properly dark. Yes, I did Daytona at the start of the year, but with that kind of being in an oval bowl, it's floodlit, it's very well lit, so you don't really notice the dark too much, whereas here in the green hell, it's very much different. It's proper dark when it gets to the night, so that'll be interesting. So it's my first proper 24-hour race with full day and night cycle where the darkness is really darkness and it does affect the car. But yeah, got 3 other drivers, so there's going to be 4 of us in total, all of them from the UK/Europe as well, so it's going to be quite tricky in terms of doing the stints with sleeping patterns and things like that, but I think we've got a stint plan that kind of works for us all and we're all quite happy with, so should be good. And yeah, pretty much exactly that, Sarah. 15 minutes is really tight on Nords. Yes, we're in the GT3. We're driving the Ferrari 488 GT3. Laps. Our fastest guy, he can get down into the 8-minute 08s. He's done an 8-minute 06 as well in one of the sessions this morning. But the other 3 of us, we're somewhere in the region of 8-minute 11 to 8-minute 14. It really depends on how well we hook up the lap. It seems like all of our potential laps seem to be 8:10s, maybe slightly under. But yeah, getting that potential lap time absolutely nailed is really quite difficult and quite tough. So yeah, trying to fit 2 laps in the qualifying session will be a bit difficult for Raf, who is going to be our guy who's qualifying. But we're just still loading into the session at the moment. The number of people that we've got signing up for these special events is getting quite high now. Daytona was really high. This race here, Nurburgring 24, is pushing on very similar numbers as well, which is quite a surprise to a lot of people, and therefore iRacing's a little bit slow trying to deal with the demand, but we're getting there. It's slowly loading. Once we're in, we'll get the rest of the guys up on Discord as well, find out what's going on. But yeah, with it nearly 20 past 2 here in the UK, there's only 10 minutes or so left session for practice. But yeah, in the meantime, whilst we're waiting, feel free to check out the description below. I've got links down to my social media links down in there. There's also a donation link. I've also enabled Super Chat as well on the live stream for the first time. So if you're feeling generous, feel free to donate however much spend money you may have and feel like giving. It'll be very much appreciated. But yeah, just looking forward to seeing how this one goes and hoping that we can make it to the end and keep it out the walls. Thanks very much, Latin Master. And hello, Kurt. Welcome along. We don't have a full drivers list as of yet, so once we get into the session, I could probably bring that up. I'll also get an idea as to who else is in our split as well. We're hoping we're running three GT3 cars, I believe. One GT4 car. We're hoping for at least 2 of the GT3 cars to be in the same split. We've worked out our iRating in terms of the whole sign-up process, and there's an iRating difference of 9 points, which is extremely close in terms of, I guess, the whole spectrum of iRating that people can have. So we should be in the same split. I'd be very surprised if we're not. But we'll find out. And yeah, I'll be streaming the whole 24 hours. We'll probably break it into 3 sections like I did again with Daytona. There will be parts where I won't be here. There'll be parts where I'm asleep, but I will keep the stream going throughout the entire 24 hours, and yeah, have the spectator mode up for you guys so you can keep an eye on our progress and everything. Tim, not entirely sure on the number of cars on the grid. Entirely depends on how they split up all the drivers. It seemed like a good 60 to 70% of the cars that were signing up were GT3 cars. So there's a question looming as to how many of the other cars we're going to get. There's also GT4, TCR and Porsche Cup cars as well that are meant to be in the same split, but we don't know how many people are signing up in each of those, and therefore whether we'll have any in our split and how many of them we'll have. Oh, come on, iRacing. Still loading. Tell you what, let's bring up Discord. Get everyone else in.
What gear do you take through that corner, Chris?
4th.
So you just brake, go 4th, and then...
Yeah, just drive 4th all the way around.
Hey guys, you're now up on stream.
Hello.
So please,
Hello.
keep the swearing to a minimum.
What are you... You didn't see my speed, did you?
We're in split 6.
No, are we? Okay. I haven't...
Yeah.
I'm still loading in at the moment.
Good. Well, we
Seems to be
didn't talk
quite
about
slow.
anything then.
Cool.
So this would be a realistic fuel load.
Right. Yeah, just brought your volume up, Raf, because you're a little bit quiet. Everyone else is good.
What's your Twitch, Matt?
I'm not on
It's
Twitch.
on YouTube.
Yeah,
oh,
on YouTube.
Of course.
I'll post it in your in the chat.
Cool.
Yeah. Was it coming through for you guys just then as well?
Don't know. Wait, what did you say?
Well, like, can you hear me now when I'm talking now? I guess you can now hear me.
Yes.
We could
Okay.
hear you.
That's strange. Discord isn't picking up my push to talk whenever I don't have Discord as the main program at the front. But if I put OBS over the top, it doesn't seem to do it for whatever reason. Seems new.
Try to talk as little as possible.
Just put put it and make it really small and put it over the corner.
Okay, that's going to be really annoying. It doesn't seem to like that. So yeah, that's really strange. The Discord isn't registering the push to talk button when I have OBS as like the main program that's in focus. Very odd. And yeah, we're still loading in, by the way, guys. Hopefully it should come up in just a second. Thanks very much, Metaronza. Thanks very much, Nath. Good to see you as well. And Aid, if I'm in the same split as Jimmy Broadbent, then that will certainly be the hope.
Just do a toggle mute unmute button or something. So just push it when you want to be able to talk. See if
That's
that
a good
works.
point. Yeah, good point. Keypoints. Alright. I didn't want to do that. That's still not working. Oddly. Okay, so let's try that now. It seems to be working fine. No, that doesn't work.
I saw it mute.
Yeah, that's because I had to come back to Discord again. For some reason, whenever I have OBS in front.
Maybe close Discord and open it as admin or something.
I got the stream open as admin. Yeah, might try closing Discord. Just a second. Alright, try this again. Funny little issues that we seem to be having with Discord, which is new. Haven't really experienced these before, so not too sure what's going on here. ages to load in. Which is really, well, I know it's a big circuit, it does usually take a while. It doesn't usually take this long, iRacing. Guessing it's because there's so many people signed up for this. Thanks very much, JPS. I've had a couple of other people say that they've quite liked my stream over Jimmy's for whatever reason. Usually the main reason is the fact that Jimmy's got so many people in his stream chat that messages get missed, which is completely understandable because the chat, it just moves so quick. For that reason, some people prefer it here because I'm more likely to see you guys talking because there's less of you. Right. Nope, still not working. Right, I probably will need them, but Discord as an admin then.
Yeah, I googled it and it came up with that. That was the only solution that came up when I googled it. Not working when not on top.
Yeah, that makes sense because I've got OBS running as an admin for obviously stream to try and get better performance. So bear with me a second.
Yeah, you'll have to make sure you quit on the fully quit Discord.
Yeah, that's what I did last time anyway. But yeah, I'll try opening it as an admin this time. Oh, the fun. Right. Let's go on. Run as admin. Yeah, Morton. There's going to be a lot of people streaming, which would be nice for you guys certainly. Be quite a few on Twitch. I imagine there's quite a few here on YouTube as well. Right, now that works. That was, of course, assuming that you guys heard me.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, that's not working. Ah, come on, iRacing, you can do this.
You still not in?
Nope, still loading. It's really, really odd. Thanks very much, Aid. Those, yeah, those races were on Laguna were a lot of fun. As it's now past, I'm going to assume that Raf is now just starting qualifying. Actually, no. I just realised that they probably can get 2 laps in. He's got the whole teleport thing onto the Dottinger High. I think my iRacing may have crashed. Might try restart. Yep, iRacing's just properly crashed for me. Alright, let's try this again. Once it recognises that I'm no longer in the session. Mr. Music, not at the moment. I think there's so much load on all the servers, it's just taking a while for people to probably join in. Good thing is I'm not starting the race, so there's no real pressure. Obviously I want to be in there for the start of the race. Don't want to miss that. Try this again. Now loading up once more, so bear with us for a moment whilst we try and get this sorted. Apologies. Yeah, Mr. Music, there are the guy who is starting the race and doing a qualifying session is in, so don't have to worry there. That's all fine. But yeah, how do you guys like the P8 of 14? So that indicates to me that we've got more cars than yeah, just GT3, which is good. But yeah, how do you guys like the new stream graphics and also the music as well? Hopefully the bounce and everything is all good. Obviously once we're into the session, stop the music. It's more just to kind of fill in this interim period and getting things up and underway. But yeah, I need to get some more clips and stuff for the stream graphic of the two stripes that are there on the right hand side. There's a few clips in there, but it needs some more better action clips. There's a few good ones and then a few that are just a bit like, eh. Yeah, that's very true, Mr. Music. That was the main thing, was getting him in first. Yeah, I don't think the music is going to be quite for everybody's taste. just something more to fill in the void. Need to get some more music, rather than just this little selection that I've got. Hopefully we can cover a bit more of a broader spectrum as well. 14 GT3s, 11? 13 Porsche Cups, 14 GT4s, 13 TCRs. Nigel, quite a bit on iRacing. I've had it for a while. I am a class just under 3,600 and something I rating. I was lurking up and around 4K.
59-1. Jesus.
Someone's done a 59-1?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Benecki.
Benecki's in our split.
Split 1.
Oh, he's done it in split 1. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a little bit better. For a moment I thought you were saying that he was in our in our split with us.
No.
Like, screw that.
I'm at 1 second 95 quicker on that second lap.
Nice.
We're so close to P6. Never mind. He just went
Hey,
quicker.
Watching both me and Jimmy. Nice, thank you very much.
Well, it's a good solid starting position. Well, I was really pushing there. Jesus. Actually,
What time
not
did
too
you
bad in
end?
my opinion. 8:08.1.
Very nice. Graham. Hey buddy. How's it going? Oh, come on, iRacing. Tell you what, I wonder if it's related to all these stream graphics going. CPU is up quite a bit in terms of percentage. So what I'm going to do is set it to that. So the CPU, that screen, I'm
Only
still here.
1.5 seconds slower
But
than
the CPU drop, CPU percentage is dropping in terms of OBS. So
Over an 8
hopefully
minute lap, that's pretty good.
that will allow iRacing to load a little bit quicker.
He's-
Yeah, and once we're in, we can bring up the good old stream.
These cup car laps are kind of making me scared.
What times are they
you
doing?
not in yet, Matt?
Oh god. They're 10 seconds off.
Nope, it's
9
still
seconds
loading.
off.
I was, however, on a couple of scenes in OBS that are quite CPU intensive, so I've just come off of those, hoping that it'll make iRacing load a bit quicker.
You've got about 5 minutes.
Like
on
this.
it.
Your quality's showing higher. Last time it was like 20, I'd say. You're still at your 100 this time.
Glad to hear it. The everything's going good in here. Nothing's falling apart, which is nice. All set up, ready to go. Gave it a good old deep clean the other week, which is also good. So now it feels all nice and fresh and clean inside. Slightly rearranged a few things in the room. Mainly just stuff on my shelf, the books and the Model
Actually,
720S.
such a small field for such a long race.
Come on, iRacing. Come on, iRacing. So nearly there. That's it. Didn't need too much of a clean, but it needed a bit of a clean. But it does stay mostly clean in here. It was just a while that I hadn't properly dusted all the surface down and everything. But yeah, what's your guys' predictions this race? Ben. We are in. Right, take a look at the entries. So the other car that, the other geodesic car is in. Good. Just having a look to see what the other cars are. Does anybody know what split Jimmy is in? Yeah, we're now in. We qualified with a 808.1, which is good for 7th position. The other geodesic car did an 806.5, starting in 3rd place. Fastest time in the qualifying session in our split. Whole position was an 805. Pretty much flat. We've got 1 minute 40 seconds until they grid up. There's a whole mix of other cars that we've got in, but only 13, 14 GT3s is quite surprising. Quite a small field. A bit odd, but yeah. All set and ready to go. It's nice. Waiting for everyone to grid up. We got just under a minute remaining until we go green flag. Well, the beginning of our really short formation lap. And when I mean really short, we start on the Dottinger Hoe, the long back straight, just before the final chicane. We start there, so it's not going to be a long, boring procession around the entire circuit, which is good.
1,265 teams.
Blimey. How many was at Daytona?
1,300.
Pretty close then.
Yeah. Well, that was the record.
Oh, JPS, no way. That sucks. I'm unaware of any Assetto Corsa leagues on Xbox, unfortunately. I know we've got Project Cars 2 leagues on AOR, on Project Cars 2 on Xbox. But not any of the others.
Pit road is closed.
Alright, here we go. That'll do. Can you guys see the paint on the car? It hasn't loaded for me yet.
Yeah, it's probably just trading paints being
Yeah, it's loaded for the other car.
just hit
Just
control
refresh
R.
trading first. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Here we go. Just over 30 seconds. I'll be rolling and underway. Turn the fan off for a second. There we go. Paint scheme's loading in. So you can see the other car there in front of us. Two of us running the same paint scheme. There's a good look at it from the back. And that's the front. Looking all nice and pretty. We'll probably go into this view for the start because it gives us the best visibility of looking out in front to help spot for Raf. So he's doing the first in, I'm doing the second. I
How did
believe.
Brendan get himself in top speed?
Oh
Chris,
shit, he did. P10.
who's our fastest driver, be doing the third double stint in the car, and then Andrew will be our last driver.
7, come.
But yeah, here we go. Hopefully the sound and everything's all good for you guys. Right balance levels. You've got a nice clear picture. Thank you very much for the well wishes, people. Best of luck, Ref. Just take it nice and smooth and easy, mate.
Yep.
Jim is in split 8. Okay, thanks for letting us know, Pete. Yeah, we're in split 6. Oh, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So we're just coming into the last corner now. So I say the final chicane. The Porsche safety car will peel off to the right and in the pit lane.
Stay focused. Race car
Just
is
getting
on.
ready to go. And we're off. Underway racing. 24 hours of the Nurburgring has just begun.
Left side. Keep to the right. Keep to the right.
Still left.
Keep to the right.
Still there.
Clear.
Bring that up so we can see what's going on in terms of the positions. So still in 7th position at the moment. We haven't lost or gained, which is good. You're lucky there, Sarah. Graham, the splits are done by iRacing, so iRacing is effectively how successful you are in the races that you do. Generally, the better the driver, the higher the iRating. Obviously, that requires you to be actually doing official races and things like that in order to get your iRating up. And it splits from there. Effectively, once you're into that split, the qualifying session is attached to this official race here, so you're not competing against other drivers who are way quicker, and also avoids or at least reduces the amount of like sandbagging that people can do and stuff, because some people might sandbag on their quali lap and put in a really good, really crap time and then end up in a quite a low split and then win it nice and easy. Yep, pretty much exactly like matchmaking. So we're on to the full Nordschleife section now, as you can see. This is where things start to get a little bit hairy and a little bit more difficult. Very few opportunities for overtaking, plenty of opportunities to lose the car. This corner here, flat's gone, Pretty fun in 5th gear. Drop it down into the chase cam there so you get a better idea as to what's going on with the driver and the undulations on the circuit, because it is very much like a roller coaster ride, this track. This Mercedes in front of us is looking quite racy. Fairly aggressive here at the start. This left-hander here is quite tricky. It's been one of my problematic corners throughout the testing and practice that we've done so far. Car does get unsettled there quite easily sometimes, and also the grass on the outside sneaks up on you, and if you dip the wheels onto the grass, that's it. The car's just going around and straight into the tyre wall in the next corner. Or it was pretty close there for Raf. Held onto it quite nicely though. That was the slowest corner on the circuit, that hairpin that we've just been through. Wow, actually, I wonder if turn 2 might be slower in fact. But it's the slowest corner on the actual Nordschleife section. Graham, this is a full 24-hour race. So there is a countdown timer up in the top left. If we do that, you should be able to see it a little bit better. However, that timer is a little bit off by about 4 minutes. The real time that we've got remaining is 23 hours, 55 minutes exactly from now, as you can see on the little HUD widget. This left-hander here, car can get quite unsettled just going through that as well. We're coming to quite slow, slightly technical right-handed hairpin, and then up into the carousel. Popping out over the top. This section's quite fun here, unless you get caught offline like the Mercedes in front just did. Quite enjoy these corners as well, having that curve on the right hand side. Coming down what is known as YouTube corner. I think Brunchen is the other name for it. But effectively all the YouTube videos of the Nordschleife from spectators kind of view back in those two turns back there. We come into what's known as Flatsgarten. Dropping down, car gets really unsettled as it goes light. Kind of need a brake just before or just after. You can't brake whilst the car's in mid-air, otherwise the wheels just lock up, and that obviously very heavily unsettles the car. That second drop though, went down there, and that big hill, that's Flatsgarten 2. Through this left-hander here, and now into the mini carousel. Put the car into that quite nicely, and we come up to the double apexed long right-hander. So the first apex is there really early, or BMW got caught out, and there's the second apex there, and second curb, and then you're on to the Dottinger Hope, which is a long back straight. This is where our car should be really quite strong. It's pretty quick in a straight line, and especially with the slipstream, we could see ourselves overtaking other cars. It's the best overtaking opportunity on the Nordschleife section. You can see just how much we're closing up on these two guys, but Raf is choosing to lift out of the throttle. Just watch these two coming into here. The BMW does for the moment remain in the lead. There's a slight bug with the Mercedes' brake lights. It doesn't light up all the way on the left-hand side for whatever reason. Right side's perfectly fine. Left side is a bit off. Shortmaster, this is real time, 24 hours. All day and night cycle as well. There is dynamic weather, but there isn't like rain or anything like that. It's just in terms of like cloud cover, humidity. I think wind direction's a thing in iRacing. Yep, it is. Yeah, track temperature and air temperature. So at the moment, in-game local time is 15:52. Weather is mostly cloudy, 18 degrees ambient temperature, 26 degrees track temperature, wind is northwest, 17 kilometers an hour. Humidity, I guess it is 51%, 96 kPa, rising, whatever that quite means. Not too familiar with humidity readings. Humidity is a little bit of a less of a thing here in the UK. Yes, we get it, but it's not often that we get like really high humidity, for example, where it becomes really hot and stuffy. So therefore, in our weather reports and that's not really ever listed.
Clear.
Or slight mistake there from the Mercedes. Came quite close between him and Raf. There we go, let's get some TV cameras going for you, so you can see the rest of the field as well. The other guys, I imagine, probably be more on the lookout, spotting for Raf, keeping an eye out on any spins or crashes. My first stint is at 4:45 UK time. Guys at Geodesic Racing doing a fantastic job of making the car look good with the paint.
Go left. You
Oh,
got a car
dear.
on the right.
That's bound to happen. They're racing way too hard.
Take a look at that again. Action replay. That was bad. That was really bad. Substantial hit between the two. Reasonably. BMW went into the wall there. Not bad. Doesn't look like there's any damage on the back of his car. BMW's got some damage at the rear though, as we would expect. Yep, that looks near enough permanent. Nope, that's us. Back to life. So yeah, big whoopsie by that Mercedes up in front. But he's kind of gone away without any damage by the looks of things. Actually, I didn't check that properly, did I? Yeah, his colour's fine. Bring out those positions. You should now be in 6th place. That will update once we get to start finish line. Backwards. MW there. Miguel. Driving the other geodesic car in 2nd position at the moment, which is cool. Lead pace BMW there as well. Oh, one too many. There we go. Racing incident. He won't get a penalty for that. There's no stewards here in these 24-hour races, so it's kind of. If you do get crashed out, you can protest it, and they'll get potentially like a week ban afterwards. But it won't be any kind of penalties or anything applied here in this race. There's no stewarding or anything there. Keyboard sim races.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Still there.
if that's all you have to do sim racing, then fair enough. If you can do it, as long as you're smooth and clean and avoid incidents of crashing other people, then why not sim race with a keyboard? I mean, it'll be difficult, that's for sure, but it's not impossible. And yes, we will be doing the full 24 hours here. No traffic on the relative board as of yet. We confirm we're now in 6th place. It's good, dropping off the back of P5 a little bit, but they seem to show that they had some pretty good pace to start off with anyway, and we're looking to try and make moves fairly early on, but they're now getting up to the back of the next BMW. It doesn't really matter too much pace here, more about survival at the moment. Previous lap was an 8:13, first lap was an 8:17, but obviously that's the first lap of the race, a little bit slow over the start finish line. I'm going to leave you guys for the moment. We can take a comfort break, so be back in a second. I'm just going to go to the loo, so be right back.
Okay.
See you guys in a sec. And Daisy's back. I'm back. Thanks very much, Manhunter. It is a very cool livery. And LBDs are GT3 class, as Andrew has been pointing out. And yep, they each compete in their own class. As well as overall standings, I guess, but they don't really count too much. It is more just kind of your own class.
Jesus, he's fighting with someone again, like, just wants to crash into everybody.
Yeah, just try to ignore him, man. Focus on you.
Yeah, so Raf's saying that the guy in front battling hard with the other driver. Well, looks like he's managed to get past 4th place as well. Seems that Raf is pretty equal pace with what is now 5th, so hopefully we can start reading him in slightly. Like Julius is checking out up ahead and going to see if he can try and catch the leading 3. Keep steadily working the gap. Try and keep the Mercedes behind at bay. Seems to be a little bit stronger through the corners, but we've got the legs on the straight. Main overtaking place. And yep, GT3 cars can do it. A lot of cars, to be fair, can do full 24 hours. Some you do have to nurse, but GT3 cars are built rock solid. Should do it quite easy. Oh no, Roberto. Was he in the car, or was it a teammate? Apparently Jimmy Broadbent's just crashed. He's in split 8. We've done GT3 before at Daytona. That has GTE and DP class above it. So yeah, we have run down in the lower classes. Otherwise, we do mostly go for the higher class cars. We've run GTE a number of times at Daytona as well. Here we've got a car running the GT4 class, but they're not in our split. It's a shame about Jimmy though. Does anyone know what happened with him exactly?
Lost it in that the left hander where you just you have to downshift towards the start of the north section. I can't remember the corner name.
I think the name.
Where you go over the curb and then it goes right, where those cars spun on lap 1 or 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he lost it on the curb and hit the wall, both sides.
Damn.
The BM, that's probably race over because it's the weakest.
We can watch a cockpit if you want. Is that actually race over for him? Or is they just towed back to the pits to get repaired and carry on going?
BMW's not good at repairs.
But yeah, this replay view will give you a very good indication as to just how undulaty and bumpy the circuit actually is. Thanks very much, Lee Mac. Thanks to Raf, who's at the good start. We've gained 1 position from where we qualified so far, but we're just trying to take it easy, trying to make the car last and survive really. We're not really pushing hard or worrying about position too much at the moment. A bit close to the curb there.
Only 5 minutes of repairs for Jimmy.
How long?
Only 5 total.
35 or 25?
25.
25, okay. 30-minute repair. Yeah, I can very much understand why I'd be devastated. It's first 30 minutes of a 24-hour race and you stuff the car in the wall. Oh! LB, thank you very much for the $10. Very much appreciated. Yeah, I've enabled the super chat on the live stream now, which is what LB just did there. So thank you very much, appreciate it for that. But yeah, crashing in front of however many thousands of people are watching this stream. Actually, how many people are watching this stream? I know Jimmy does get very good numbers with his stream, and obviously crashing in front of them, all of them, won't be a pleasant feeling. $10,000. Bloody hell. You can probably make it. You should be able to go to the end. It entirely depends on how badly he damaged the car. Sometimes, despite doing all the repairs that are there, it doesn't always fully repair the car. I remember crashing out in the Spa 24 hours a number of years ago, and it it went in front end first where the engine was, and it was like a full hour of repairs. Repaired the car, went back out onto the circuit, and we were a good like 30, 40 kilometers an hour down on the straight from where we should be. So it's just like, yeah, the car's not going to be able to do the whole race at that speed. Hopefully, fingers crossed for him, the car does get fully repaired and he can get going again. Realise the guy behind is fairly close behind us. You can see the speed of Ferrari on the straight, despite the AMG being sat in the in the slipstream, we're pulling away. In fact, as I said, the other car was pulling up alongside him, I think, trying to go for the pass. LB entirely depends how the race goes. On a circuit like this, it could quite easily be minutes, laps. I mean, lap times are 8:13 on the previous lap for RAF. So, yeah, there's a lot of... There could be quite a big field spread, especially when traffic starts to come into play. We're not really anywhere near the traffic. Yeah, 3 minutes and 13 odd seconds until we reach first car, which I believe that's the GT4s. The GT3s are the yellow. Actually no, I think it's right. GT3 is yellow. Blue is going to be the Porsche Supercup. I believe the purple colour, so 13th, 12th, 11th and 10th that you see on there. Those I believe are the TCRs, and then the kind of the pink position 14, the number 67 car that's up ahead. That should be the GT4s. Thanks for letting us know, Tiago. Hopefully you'll get back on track again. Yeah, unfortunately sometimes Mad Hatter, you don't always necessarily have full control of the car. The grass here in iRacing, as of late, is very much like ice. So you could be well out of control with no grip on the grass, and all of a sudden you hit the tarmac, the car all of a sudden grips up and then shoots off in another direction before you can really react. It's just ultra slippery and horrible. I don't like it. Yep, we're in the 488 GT3.
He backed out.
Don't really know what lap the traffic appears. It'll probably be a good few laps, I think. We expect stints 3 and 4, which I'm in, to be the busiest in terms of traffic. That's when at other circuits it's usually the busiest and most manic, but we could be alright. Entirely depends on how things go here on this one. Yeah, welcome along, Racing Maniac. Good to have you here, tuning in. As well as everybody else, of course. That is the current standings. So we're 23 seconds, 24 seconds in fact, off the race leader at the start-finish line. These standings don't update live, they only update when you go across the start-finish line itself. how racing is different from time lapse. Time lapse, you're just trying to do that one good quick lap time. In racing, you're trying to be consistent, do a similar time, lap after lap after lap, or however long the race is, and also doing that whilst in and amongst other cars as well. So consistency is the key in races, whereas time lapse, you can just, if you make a mistake, you can just hit pause, restart, and go again, and basically just try and hunt that one perfect lap effectively. How to do the 24 hours, just be consistent, just try and focus on your race. There's basically various key points throughout the race that you want to make it to. The first is hitting the night time. You can make it through the daylight hours until the night. That's one key milestone. Obviously, making it through the entirety of the night is the other key milestone. Once you're kind of out the other side there, you have a pretty good picture as to how the race is unfolding and whereabouts you're going to be for the race, because trying to work out a proper strategy before then, from the start of the race, just a couple of laps into the race, your strategy could be completely out the window. For example, Jimmy Broadbent's, him and his team most probably had a stint strategy that they had planned out. I'm going to try and stick to. With Jimmy unfortunately having his accident, that stint plan is going to be completely out the window. They're going to have to adjust for that. The car could be even worse off. It could be down on speed on the straights, which means it could be therefore consuming more fuel, and therefore your target in terms of number of laps doing per each fuel stint could be slightly compromised as well. So yeah, it's very much getting to the night time, getting through the night time, then working out from there what you can do in terms of positions. But yeah, consistency and survival is the main aim of the game, especially at this circuit as well, where the walls are so close. One small mistake can have pretty big and severe consequences. And LB, the lap time that you're possibly talking about there, one minute behind the hot lap speed for 488 GT3.
I need to save if I want to go 7 laps.
I was about to tell you the same thing.
This is the full, both the
Into the big braking zones.
Nordschleife and also the combined layout as well. So that could be why there. The just the Nordschleife section is usually slower, and it's just over a minute for the GP section, I believe. I don't think it does, Mad Hatter. It's just a Dutch name. Though Matt van der York has a pretty good ring to it. She'll add that as a second part to her middle name. Andrex is not my teammate, no. I haven't raced with Andrex in anything outside Project Cars or Project Cars 2. I know he does ACC, but I haven't actually raced against him or with him in that. He was in Tier 2 for the AOR League that we did, and I was in Tier 1. But I haven't done any iRacing with him. I don't think he particularly likes iRacing all that much. But no, he's not a teammate. was going to say something, but I can't remember what it was. Ah, yeah, fuel strategy. We are, as you may have heard, Raf saying that he's going to need to start fuel saving to do 7 laps per fuel stint. That is our target that we're effectively aiming to achieve here for each stint throughout the race, to try and reduce the amount of time in the pits by as much as possible. Weather conditions are dry. Don't really know what the forecast is in terms of track temperature and ambient temperature. That will change as the sun goes down and then rises tomorrow morning. So the track will cool off.
Okay.
Well kept that level. Yeah, so the track will cool off as the temperatures. Sorry, as the sun
At least we didn't hit anything.
decreases in the
Maybe
sky.
the tyres are struggling.
We are
Take it
taking
easy.
tyres every stop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be back in a bit, like an hour before my stint.
Sure.
See ya.
In a bit. Yeah, yeah, track temperature obviously will go down, so the night will be cooler than the daytime here. Grip levels will also change as well as the cars continue circulating around. Track will rubber in a lot more. But yeah, we're pretty fortunate there that Raf spun where he did and was able to somewhat keep it out of the wall as well. Coco, iRacing or ACC? Depends what you're after. You want a very good sim for GT3 cars, ACC. If you're looking for a very good matchmaking multiplayer system, then iRacing. They do certain things better than the other, certainly in terms of handling and physics. The ACC GT3 cars are much better.
Car on your left.
They're a lot more
Clear.
up to date as well, a lot more modern. There's a lot more of them too. The only thing that iRacing has over ACC in terms of GT3 car racing is the number of tracks, and then yeah, the online system is better, although that's not to say that the ACC multiplayer system is terrible. Their CP races are very good and very similar to iRacing, what they offer. But iRacing offer the kind of the competition service style races all day long, whereas CP servers in ACC are, I think there's only like 4 slots in the day. It's more towards the afternoon, evening in Europe and UK. They basically focus around peak times, which it makes sense for a company the size of Kunos. I mean, iRacing isn't necessarily a big company either, but they have a lot of money behind them, therefore can afford their server farms and all that sort of functionality. Why do GT3 cars have reduced power and top speed? I heard you mention it in your Trofeo video. So that, I think, it's just part of the regulations that they were doing. They get such a variety of cars in GT3 in order to try and make them a relatively level playing field. They need to basically cap all the cars to an achievable
Sorry about
power
that.
output.
Jesus.
It's no worries, man. It was a weird one. It went really early, like as soon as you turned in.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to pit this lap, mate.
I'm still on 16.6. So I can make
You,
it
you can?
16.4 now. If I fuel save.
Yeah, massive fuel
Yeah.
saving.
Yeah, I was gonna say, short shift,
What do you
think?
drift and coast.
What do
Possibly
you wanna do?
also.
It's normally 15.7. What's your usage been?
15.7. Call now. No, it's too late.
Stay out. We'll go
YOLO!
lift
It's
more,
doable.
and we'll probably have to go to a different engine mode on the backstroke.
Yep.
Yeah. Short shift as well into the higher gears. Tim, we are racing. There's a tyre stack there. That was a little bit weird. That wasn't a dip. Yeah, you netcoded the tyre stack.
I have no damage.
Yeah, it did show damage for a bit, but it's popped back out to normal again.
Yeah, it's just the replay mode being buggy. Occasionally happens.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much exactly that. LB, you got cars like the 488, the AMG, the McLaren 720S, the Lamborghini. They produce a lot more horsepower, whereas you get other cars come in like the Ginettas and things like that don't produce anywhere near as much horsepower in terms of their road configuration. In fact, there ain't really any, or very few, road Ginetta G55 GT3s that I know of. I think it might just be a... No, they must sell them. They must sell them in a road configuration because they can't... Otherwise they can't race them. I don't think. Pretty sure the regulations mandate that the car has to be production car. But yeah, it's basically to just equalise all the performance of all the cars and everything else like that. Their top speeds are still pretty quick. They can still hit like 180 miles an hour. And they're getting quicker each year. But it's just to try and make things as equal as possible across all the cars, so they've all got a chance of winning. Sorry Tim. Yeah, you've missed the first 50 to 55 minutes or so. Thanks for the correction, Corbs.
Alright, I didn't want to say it because he's in a complicated spot.
Yeah. Yeah, the bop can be really, really good across the various different cars. Some tracks do just suit some of the cars better than others, and there are some cars that are consistently better across a wide range of circuits, but it is good to see every now and then a car near the head and the front of the field. And that would have been really cool, LB. I preferred the 458 to the 488. I think the 488 looks better, but the 458
Go to mix 2 if you can.
definitely sounds better.
Yeah, we'll do it on that one.
Turbos brewing engine noises.
Should
Well,
help
let's
you
do
with,
that.
should help you with the traction as well, because you can see you losing it a bit. Assume it's from the spin.
Racing here is tricky. There's a few places you really need to watch out for with the traffic. We're actually coming up to one car now. One of the TCR cars. So the TCR cars, in fact, are the purple I pointed out earlier. He gets quite nicely out of the way. Yeah, you really do have to focus. So when I'm in the car and driving, I'll apologise now in advance. I won't be looking at chat or anything like that, or in fact I'll have that hidden. Well, just so I can keep the distractions, number of distractions down. Try and focus on the driving. 'Cause it's quite mentally demanding. Fine with the track in terms of knowing it and knowing where I am. It's more just, if you do make a mistake, you have got very little room to try and gather it back up. And often it's very, very difficult to gather back up as well, so... Yeah, the walls are close, and the walls aren't nice. I certainly can do. Once we come out of the pits.
The leader's pitting now.
Downhill.
It's fine.
Watch the speed.
What are you chugging now? Yeah.
Where is he? Fucking hell, I couldn't see him. We were on less than 0.1. The engine actually had to be restarted.
Good job, dude. Nice first stint.
Yeah, could have done without.
What's the tyre wear?
LB LMP cars do not race here.
71.
That's a little bit nuts, a
Really?
little bit mental.
Ridiculously even. You already changed it back.
Yeah, so you need to actively fuel save.
Yeah.
Mad Hatter, thank you
Yeah,
very
the
much
number is
for the
15.7.
€5
You want to stay under.
the super chat. Very much appreciated. Cheers for that. Various different people going off at various different points with their pit stops. LB, pit strategy, tyres and fuel, each stop, basically try and do 7 laps per stint. Oh, nice try, Mad Hatter. That would have been really clever, worked out really well. So yeah, walking through the track then, turns 1 and 2, first gear, really slow speed. Come out the exit. Come down towards next left-hander, turn 3, braking, chucking it in, 3rd gear, down into 1st for the right-hander. Use the curb on the exit. Then we come down the hill to the hairpin at the bottom. We're down into 1st gear again. Raf taking the wider approach in, hook up that late apex, try and get the best run up the hill as we possibly can. Into the Michael Schumacher S's. Slight lift on the throttle. Try not to take that much curb on the inside through the left, as you saw.
Easy on the outer.
And into 2nd gear, left-hander here. Try and open up this 2nd gear right-hander. 2nd in our car. It's usually 3rd gear in most GT3s. So now as we're dropping down into 2nd, just to try and get a little bit more rotation, a little bit more oomph off the car, with it being turbo, but the best drive you can get, the better for the straight. Just before the 50 ball, down into 3rd gear through the chicane. Bring the car slightly over to the right-hand side before we transition from the GP circuit onto the Nordschleife. Horrible long left-hander. Try and open up what is known as T13 on the Nordschleife track. Down the hill. Slight breathe on the throttle coming into the long right-hander here. The 5th. Braking down into 3rd. And down into 2nd. For the right-hander, just flow the car between the curbs. Can take the curb on the inside there, but best to usually avoid it. Down into 2nd once again for this right-hander. I'm going to try and really nail the exit here through that left. You're onto the long straight here. There you go. Over the bridge, down the dip, up into Flugplatz. Car gets light jump there. Hold in 5th. Float the car through the double right-hander. Try and get the best
2
run
cars
through.
ahead, try to double tyres.
And carry the speed onto straight here, lifting just as we get to the sign to the right. Back on the throttle again, then down into 2nd gear, hooking up a late apex there, and accelerating. Coming down into the foxhole now. Aim for the curbs either side of the circuit. Hit beautifully by Raf. Down in through the compression of the foxhole. Brake just before the sign on the right. Hammer the curb on the inside. Down into 3rd gear. Then down into 1st. Tight left. Short square of the throttle up into 2nd. Come out through the exit there. Actually jump into 2nd before going through that right-hander on the exit. Then we come into the really tricky left-hander at turn 5. This one's been catching me out an awful lot. Nicely done by Raf though. Down into 2nd for this left-hander, which is where he had his last spin. Through the right, which should be completely flat out. Down the hill, down into 2nd again. Late apex. And the car out to the curb on the outside. Bring the car over to the right-hand side. This left-right should be near enough flat out, but breathe on the throttle for extra comfort. Into miss, hit, miss. Missed the first one, hit the apex on the 2nd. Missed the 3rd curb. Then down into the slowest corner. Down into 1st gear, late apex. Try and get the drive off the exit. Try and keep it flat through the right. And you come down the hill. Braking just as we get to the end of the curbing. Down into 2nd gear. Float the car over the bridge. Down through the compression. 2nd gear again into the right. Try and hammer the car on the exit. in terms again on the throttle, but you want to be still fairly cautious. The car does go light as you come out for the exit there. Flat out through that left-handed king, braking just before the sign, the Yokohama sign on the right. Late apex once again. Hold on the accelerator. Get the best run onto this long back straight. 3 apexes you try and clip here on the inside. There's the first. That's the second. There's the third. The car drift out. Then clip the apex. There on that side. Up into 6th gear as we're climbing up the hill, all completely flat out, all the way down through along here. Braking down into 5th. The long left-hander here. Next right-handed kink should be near enough completely flat, although a slight breathe just to be sure. Braking just before we get to the curbing, down into 1st gear for this awkward, tricky right-hander. Radius is constantly changing through the turn. Accelerating up. Braking down into 2nd gear for the carousel. Keep down in the lower part as Raf is doing. Try and slingshot out through the exit. Next section is going to be flat. Flat through the left-handed kink here. Braking just as we get to the curb on the right. Down into 4th gear. Let the car roll through the right-hander. And down into 2nd or 3rd gear through this right-hander here. Going to caught up behind. Oh no, this TCR's letting us go through. This is good. Yeah, 4th gear through here. Slight brake. Use the curbs. You can absolutely hammer that curb there on the right. And down into 3rd gear. Up over the crest. Exit is blind. 3rd gear through the left-hander here. Double apex that one up. As Raf does quite nicely. Down into 2nd or 3rd gear for that right-hander. Run the curb on the outside. 2nd or 3rd gear again here. Out to the exit curb, but stay down on the lower part. If you go up onto the upper part, you've gone too wide. 2nd gear for this left-hander. Use the curb on the exit. Climb up over that. Up and down the hill again. All completely flat out. Slight brake before the jump. Down into the compression. 4th gear through the double right-hander. 4th gear over the crest into that left. Then the apex is completely blind as we drop down. Should be pretty much flat all the way through here, providing you're on the right line. Avoid touching the curbs, this will unsettle the car. Braking down into 4th gear again, just float the car in and through, down into 3rd for the left. And use a bit of curb on the exit if you want. Then we come into the mini carousel, 2nd gear for this one. Make sure you get nicely tucked in. Slingshot out through the exit. Then we come into the right-hander, 4th gear, short stab on the brake, chuck the car in. Ease on the throttle coming into the 2nd apex. Try and get the best run possible onto the Dottinger Ho long back straight here. Time to breathe. Relax a little bit. Regather your thoughts. Communicate with your teammates. Accelerating up. 271 kilometers an hour. Drop down to 270 as we're climbing uphill at the moment. And we should be at 273, 274 as we hit the Bilstein Bridge. Under that, still completely flat out. We're going to be completely flat out through the left and the right. Just here, then braking hard down into 2nd gear for the final chicane. Use a bit of curb on the inside. Accelerating out. And then there's your lap on the Nordschleife Nurburgring. And the white chalk on the ground is all the graffiti and everything that's there on the actual Nordschleife. People like to walk onto the circuit at night and paint various words and pictures and things like that, especially in the lead up to big races that they have. And the stream is slightly delayed. I believe you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, but 20 seconds behind. There's about a 20-second delay. No, fans just write random stuff. Sometimes you get kind of explicit things on there. But otherwise other people put like names or messages or symbols and stuff like that. the Audi symbol was on there a couple of times, but no, the Mercedes symbol has been painted onto the circuit a number of times, as has the BMW and Volkswagen logos. It's basically just fans popping on stuff that they like. So you get all sorts of various different things in a mix of different languages as well. Most of it is German, but there is some English stuff in there. There's French, other things. But yeah, you get random signs, gang logos, things like that. There's a couple of hearts back there. Another heart. There's another heart. There's another heart.
Back into
All sorts of random things. Another heart. Another heart. The hearts are really easy to spot. Best lap time in qualifying, our split did an 8 minute 5 seconds. Max Benecke, who is probably one of the, if not the top driver in iRacing, he's up in top split. He did a 7 minute 59.1. Or 7 minute 59, which is crazy fast. Raf, who's in the car at the moment, he did 8 minute and 8 seconds in qualifying, so almost 10 seconds quicker. Which, for it being a long track, makes sense. Bit odd when you say like someone's 4 or 5 seconds a lap quicker than you. It's usually really quite disheartening, but here at the Nordschleife, you've got 5 to 6 normal laps within the space of 1 lap. Yeah, the trees are... Well, I've seen a lot of things. But actually a lot of trees that we see here in game, a number of them are being cut back to basically provide better visibility. That happened over the winter, the end of 2019 into 2020. There is one main spot where it is very different in terms of tree line visibility through a corner. Don't ain't too bad, it's not too far off. Some sounds are better in other games. So yeah, here coming onto this straight here, all this tree line here on the left hand side, looking through this major apex coming up, is being completely cut out, so you can see the track snaking up to the left and up to the right. All those trees there have been cut down, which gives so much more visibility up through the corners and up ahead. I think this version of Nurburgring dates back to...
I'm back.
2015, 2016, around then is when they put it into the game, I think. With how things are going at the moment, LB, probably 8th position when it comes to the end of his stint. And you gain positions by overtaking, as you would normally, or pit strategy, or if someone crashes out. Actual overtaking at the circuit is pretty difficult. Not many overtaking spots, so you're kind of relying on strategy and other people to make mistakes in order to gain positions. go, let's put it on TV cams. So sound's not quite so constant. Yeah, very much so. It's, that's going to be a key part when traffic really kicks in. We kind of come across those. It really depends on how spread out it is. So, for example, we've got a Porsche Super Cup car coming up here. That's up ahead. Now, the interesting thing with this, the Super Cup car's quite damaged at the front. It's pretty quick in the straight line, these Porsches. And in fact, they are usually quicker than the GT3 car, so you can see them pretty much near enough side by side. GT3 cars only just about got ahead, but yeah, you can see the Super Cup is actually coming back at the Mercedes. He's going to lift out and stay behind because he's slower through the corners than the GT3 car, but that's obviously worked very nicely in our favour. In helping closing up onto the back of P7. Thankfully this straight here isn't too long, so we should pass him before we get to turn 1. Here we do.
You hit quite a lot of GCR traffic as well.
Thanks very much, Zero, for the super chat, $5. Really appreciated. Oh god, my connection's really playing up here.
Next one's 28 seconds ahead at the moment. But there's a group of them.
Gone super laggy. Hopefully that fixes and sorts itself out in a sec. My C channel's gone all red. All the other cars around you are basically glitching out, flashing.
C is on your end.
Yeah,
means
I
your
know.
CPU's struggling. Try turn the replay graphics down. A little bit better. Sure, what's going on there? Apologies for that. But yeah, things are now back to normal. The cars aren't glitching her out so much. Yeah, things are back to normal now.
Daredevil, if you wanted to get into endurance racing, how could you get yourself into a team? Drive. Do plenty of races, keep consistent.
Turn crowds off, it's quarantined.
Look. Then the track looks so bare and empty. But yeah, just drive. You can get yourself noticed by driving if you do any leagues or anything else like that. Ask if they've got teams. Join racing communities if you know of any that are kind of
Right side.
in the
Clear.
time zone that suits you. And if they do races like these, you can get involved with them. That's the best way to do it. Lee, we didn't pick up any damage, no, which is good. The car it basically spun, just kind of skirted the curb and grass slightly. Didn't touch any walls or anything like that, so everything's all good there. When am I starting my stint? In about 40 minutes time, I think, is when I'm due to get in the car. Do most people end up on the same laps? No, quite a lot of people do drop down in laps and drop down behind. And trip, no, not that I know of, not other than what is here on the screen. So if you want to see the current standings, that is them. We're 1 minute 22 seconds off the back of the leader, but I think the leader is double stinting their tyres, whereas we are changing the tyres on every single stop just to be safe. We haven't tried double stinting before. Don't feel particularly comfortable doing that, so yeah, with all the time and everything else. Oh god, here we go. A lot of traffic up ahead. Yeah, it's just much safer taking the fresh tyres each time. Yeah, if you aren't aware, traffic jam. Take it easy, pick your
Take
moments.
your time.
Left side. Clear on the left.
That was good, nice and smooth. This is where things start to get really interesting now in terms of the race.
Car on your left. Clear.
Good that we got past that Porsche. I believe it's just
Black
one more
Merc is on used tyres.
one more TCR car to go past, who is not making it easy for everyone.
Left side. Clear on the left.
But we're all safely through. And if you just heard Andrew there, he's saying that the Black Merc, that's 2 positions ahead, is on used tyres. He's trying to double stint them. So he probably doesn't quite have the grip that everyone else does, but that was very well managed by Raf there with the traffic. Good. Yeah, Mad Hatter, just work on the consistency. One of the best ways to work on consistency is joining a league or actually taking the plunge and signing up to one of these events and practicing alongside the people who are doing the events. Even if you're not necessarily doing the event yourself, but you know a bunch of people who are, joining with their practice sessions and stuff like that. So that will help you get up to speed and practice under these sort of conditions. TLG, I didn't see Jimmy crash, no, but I certainly heard about it. A few people here in chat mentioned it, so Andrew saw what happened and let us know. So here is the straight line speed demonstration of the of the Ferrari. Look, not going to get this Merc, but we've got one. Whereas when the other cars were in our slipstream, they weren't able to get past. They got very close, but once they pulled out of our slipstream, we managed to hold our ground and stop them from going past. Depends on the setup, LB. The Mercs will be better in some corners, in others will be better.
Still there. Clear.
Nicely done, man.
Good job. Levy, it entirely depends on the length of the track. I can get pretty comfortable on a circuit. Know it pretty well within half an hour to an hour. It depends on the complexity and technicality of the track. But yeah, I've done a couple of videos of how to learn circuits fairly quickly, so check those out on the channel.
Track fuel usage is good. You had about half a litre buffer.
That will give you a good idea as to how to quickly learn a circuit and do so effectively as well, without having to rely on like the track guide or anything else like that. Yeah, Lee, it's you do have to have your wits about you with the faster cars coming up behind, but generally in this sort of multi-class racing, their slower class cars are meant to hold their and remain on their racing line. It makes them a little bit more predictable to pass the faster class cars. Although there are times where they do need to give up their line and let the car go through. A bit of compliance and things, so like that. Z4 there wasn't ideal. Obviously, he had to give up his line there with us slipping on through as well. But that BMW probably should have waited until we got onto this straight here to make that pass. Oh, thanks, Alice. Alice, it's going good. Going well so far. We are up into P6 now. This is P5, that's just here in front of us. Raf is doing a good job. I'll be jumping in the car fairly soon. Probably within about half hour's time, just over.
Now on your left. Clear.
GT4s and TCRs are pretty mixed.
Yeah, they're fairly close in pace, aren't they?
Yeah, really, really close.
Right side. Clear on the right. Left side. Clear on the left.
Yeah, this is good stuff by Raf. It's kind of in and around now that you usually get the the busiest sort of times of the traffic as we're seeing.
Left side. Keep to the right. Clear.
Oh, that was close.
Car on your left. Clear.
But yeah, moments like this where the traffic is quite tense, especially when you got GT3 cars trying to nip up past.
Clear.
You're kind of half wondering how cooperative the slower class traffic is going to be. At the moment, Kim's being fairly aggressive with the traffic, trying to pass where he possibly can. Thankfully, that GT4 car there got on the brakes to allow us through quite nicely as well, but we're going to end up being stuck behind the TCR car here. Not going to be able to pass safely for a while. What is this BMW doing? No.
Clear on the left.
That was a little bit squeaky bump time. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone there. But the BMW's trying to work hard to get the space to us because he knows that on this straight we're going to have the straight line speed over him to slip on past. If Raf wants to go for it, I don't know whether he's going to sit behind and try and save fuel or not. We shall see. No comp gamer. I certainly try not to stop doing these sort of live streams and videos and stuff.
Car on your left.
Hopefully not TLG.
Clear on the left.
Yeah, so Raf's going for it. Not too worried about saving fuel.
Break early.
What you may have noticed down in the bottom right there is the off-track 1x, total 3 out of 100. So over the course of the 24 hours we're only allowed to get 100 incident points. Once we hit those 100 incident points we will get a either a drive-through or 30-second stop-go penalty. I believe it's the 30-second stop-and-go penalty.
Car on.
And then after that it's 20 incident points. You'll get another stop-go penalty. You won't ever be disqualified, but obviously those 30 seconds
Left
stop
side.
and go are going to be
Still
pretty
there,
costly.
hold the line.
So
Clear.
we want to avoid reaching that 100 incident limit if we possibly can. Dipping a wheel off the circuit gives you 1 incident point. Spinning gives you 2 incident points. And crashing with another car is anywhere between 0 to 4. You can either get 0, 1, 2 or 4 depending on the severity of the contact. 0 for next to nothing, 1 is very light, 2 is kind of medium
Place, there you
contact,
go.
heavier contact is
Yeah,
4.
I was gonna do it, but wasn't 100% sure if it was.
Will be 4 car contact, and for us to make it to the full 24 hours without picking up 1 stop and go penalty, we basically need to work with 4 incident points per hour. That is the limit. So at the moment we're doing well on that front. as it's been an hour and a half, and we got 3 incident points. So we got 3 spare. Yeah, it's all to try and basically keep people driving safe. Otherwise, in the past, people used to abuse track limits and things like that, not really care about racking up incidents and driving quite recklessly. So it does change and shift your mentality a fair amount. No comp gamer though. This is split 6. Jimmy is in split 8.
Fuck me! Sorry, guys. I fucking knew it when it was. Oh my god.
That's alright, don't worry about it. Damage at the rear is quite light. At least that's what it looks like at the moment.
It's not too bad. It's not too
The
bad.
moment I.
Don't worry about it, don't dwell on it. Just keep on going. Just drive to the car. Jesse, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? Yeah, that was quite unfortunate there for Raf. The car does go light in that corner and can just rotate on you like it did. But it was just the lightest of touches at the rear. We should be alright, he's only lost the 1 position. Hopefully the damage repair won't be too bad when it comes to the pit stop either. 3 laps time. That's good. Guessing with everyone in quarantine, I've got quite a lot more time to do sim racing and stuff. Alice, it's been 2 to 3 weeks. I believe this is the third weekend that we haven't seen each other. But yeah, it's hard.
You got a right car on the left. Car
What an idiot!
No way.
Kidding me. What a fucking idiot.
You've got some damage. Let's
Car
get
is
Take your time
absolutely
off this one.
destroyed. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
What was he doing? He just rolled forwards. Ah, I should have stopped. I'm so sorry, guys.
That's alright, it's all on him, mate. That was all him. That was really unfortunate. Was it that caused his?
Wow. He shifts into first and then he just drives. What the hell, man? God.
Yep, that was all him. He didn't hold the brakes as well either after hitting the wall. So he rolled back onto the circuit. That was ridiculous.
Nah, I think it was absolutely destroyed. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that Mercedes was just so unlucky there. He didn't really have anywhere else to go. Raf was like completely spinning nowhere. No way you could have avoided that.
The lead is pitting now.
Could have been such a good race if I didn't spin twice.
That's alright, that wasn't on you, man. That incident was all that BMW. That was just really unfortunate. Really unlucky with that.
He actually destroyed 3 cars this race. Insane.
Yeah, man. Reverse.
It's probably gonna be like 20 plus minutes.
The lead is pitting now.
That's quite lucky for those 2 cars. This is the car that was behind us. Yeah, BMW just completely rolled forward. Oh dear. That's not a nice view for that Mercedes.
It's at least 20 minutes of repairs, I think, if not more.
Yep, he towed.
And he's still driving around. Wow.
I'm not entirely sure what this BMW is. Yeah, that was all on him with the GT4 as well. Gave the GT4 no room. And you want to know an amazing thing? Rear end of the car. Slight diffuser damage, slight rear bumper damage, slight rear ring damage. Front of the car. That's all the damage that he's got. That's probably 10-15 minutes worth of repair there for him. Got next to nothing. I'd say that's 80-20% on 80% BMW, 20% Porsche. BMW should have left more room. Porsche did come out a little bit wide from the inside, but you would have expected that being in the GT3 car, so you should have given more room in the first place. That bit there is the bad bit. Like the really bad bit. Everything could have not happened if he was holding the brakes at this point. He would not have been rolling forward like he is. So he should have stopped about here-ish on the circuit, but he rolled an extra like 2 meters into the middle of the track and then...
How much is it, Matt?
11
Alright.
minutes required, 7 minutes optionals.
1 corner.
3 laps, 4 laps down.
That's really frustrating. What are we doing in terms of stints? Is it me in the car wants to Car's repaired.
It will be once the car is repaired. Yeah.
I mean, it's still gonna be almost the same stint because it's gonna take about 20 minutes to repair, and there was 15 minutes left in the stint.
Yeah. That was a good stint by you, though, Raf. Don't beat yourself up over that. You're doing really well, mate. It was just really unfortunate that BMW just
pissed
screwed
at
it over.
myself. So
Don't be
pissed
pissed
at
at
myself
yourself.
that I spun twice. It's like,
Well, the first spin was next to nothing. The second one was just really unlucky that
You
he
took
just
a bit too
caught
much
the
speed
barrier.
in.
But yeah, don't worry about it, mate. Still a long way to go.
make
Yeah,
sure to turn off
there's
the engine.
yeah, it's off. 10 minutes of required, 7 seconds of optional. Should probably do the whole lot. What can you do? What can you do? Raf was just proper unlucky in that moment. All that. And yeah, still going around. 7th position as well. 5. He's still in 7th position at the moment. Never mind. Onwards and upwards. Then it didn't happen. Keep on pushing hard and we'll just see what we can do for the end of the race.
I think Tyson's just crashed as well.
No. Oh, it's going great for us. 3 cars down already.
Yeah, Raf did a good job. I was very pleased with how his stints were going. We're looking in a good, strong position. It's just all on the BMW. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'll be jumping in the car once the car's repaired, and doing my stints. Basically resuming. We'll be quite a way down, but the long race we're yet to hit. We're yet to hit the 2-hour mark, so still 22 hours remaining. Exactly that, Alice. Thank you very much. Same thing can happen to other people, so we're not completely out of it yet. Unfortunately, we can't see anyone's driving inputs now. Can't even see Raf's driving inputs. Or can we? Don't think we can. No, we can't see Raf's driving inputs. We can only ever see my own. I'm in the car and driving. Incident like that, we would have picked up 4x. Off track. That would have been Raf's spin, and then car contact there. The 4x. So we're basically 1x over where we should be at the moment. But we'll just have to take that. Really unfortunate. Right. On that note, still 12 minutes. On that, I'm going to go quickly Be right back a minute. I'll get myself sorted and comfortable, ready for my stint. Alright, be right back a sec.
Not even a sorry message. It's absolutely amazing.
Right. I'm back.
We're done. Get going.
I started a timer. He's still got a minute before the optionals are done. Required it done.
Right. Let's sit and chill here for a moment. Still got a little bit further yet. Apologies for all the looking around at the moment.
The lead is pitting now.
As the other car just crashed. They suddenly teleported and appeared in front of me. Andrews, Miguel just crashed. They suddenly just teleported and appeared in front of me.
Oh shit, yeah. There's damage on the front right.
Looks like a
Uh,
traffic
damn it.
problem.
Looks like after
Yeah,
the jump.
traffic. Again, traffic! What are these idiots doing? He just drives forward.
Oh yeah, that's really bad.
See if we can see what happened with the other car.
Yeah, the other car is dead now as well.
May not.
So one cup car lost it on his own. Got hit by another cup car. And then the one that lost it on his own pulled forward horizontal to the track. And took out P1 and P2 and GT3.
Yeah, annoyingly, where I turned down a whole load of stuff in the replay, I can't go back and view the accident.
.287 is the car, the Porsche car.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't show back the replay in the stream,
Wow.
where I changed all the
Oh,
settings
okay.
and
The lead is
stuff.
pitting now.
I'll GIF it and post it in the chat.
He took
Yes,
out
mate.
P1 and P2 in GT3.
Yeah, Andrew's going to post a GIF in the chat, so you guys can see what
Like,
happened there.
just do what I did. See what's happening. Look at your relative. If you have time, you move to the side and you reset. If you don't have time, you just press the escape button and hope for the instead of moving about. These people are absolute garbage playing this game.
Oh, scratch that. Spencer's streaming. I can just go do stream. Flash the Twitch clip. I assume it little me.
Lee, P1's just crashed, which is our teammates. The other Geodesic Racing car, you can see it there up in front of us. The other Ferrari. Don't know how bad their repair is. Tim, we should still be able to get back in this. We're a few laps down now. Couple of laps down, but it's a long race, so we're hopeful. Pop that out of the way. That over that. Excuse me a second. Alright.
Wow, every single geodesic car is down. Flip
Well,
is
the
also-
Tyson's car got going again. Flip is in Mickey J's car.
Oh yeah, sorry.
There we go. This is the other crash for the other car.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. Oh shit!
Whoa!
Oh wow.
Took out P1 and 2. OMG.
Porsche.
What I said.
Yeah.
Well, we're dead too.
Yeah, we saw it.
Absolutely.
Whoa!
When you reappeared
Garbage.
in front of Matt, that's
Did you see
Pretty
what
much
happened
like-
to us as well?
Huh?
Did you see what happened to us as well? The
No, I have
just
to go back and
crashes
look at it.
and he's in the middle of the track, so I make a decision and then he starts rolling forward.
I'll watch a YouTube clip, but yeah.
You guys were doing so well as well.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, whatever. At least we only wasted 2 hours.
Well, a little bit more with practice, but
Well, I mean, we didn't. That was kind of the whole point, not to put too much practice. So
I just wanted to finish this race, so that's why.
P1's got some damage too, so I'm sure Huber will catch back up, or that Team Wolfsoft or whatever their name is. Alrighty, I just want to see how you guys. Well,
How bad
you guys
was your
gotta-
repairs.
Oh, well, it's like 11 something minutes with 6 optionals, but he
That's what we
broke
had.
he broke our front right suspension.
Steering
It's
wheel.
got bend steering.
Like my steering was cocked like 90 degrees. That's it. There's no point coming. That's it. You're done. I'm actually surprised like P2 is even still driving, because they have a ton of damage, but.
Well, we're out now, but we've got steering damage, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is
I'll be
really quite awkward to drive.
Yeah.
See how
I
it
mean,
does
don't-
on the warm tires, and if it's not worth it, then we just don't drive.
Yeah, exactly.
I apologise, guys. Now, guys, I probably won't be looking at chat all too much in this.
I'll be back.
Yep.
You cut that corner and got a slow down penalty.
Yeah, this is extremely difficult.
Go on. Well, it's your call. If it's not drivable, it's not drivable. There's no point ruining someone else's race.
Yeah, exactly.
The front's still mangled.
Yeah, I just went.
Would it be
I mean,
worth trying to
that's-
get into the pits again?
Actually, you've done all the optionals, so this is as repaired as it's going to get. just yeah.
Like just turning into that corner, you're what, 20-30 degrees of steering. So if you just turn too far, the car just wants to rotate. Even going through that chicane there in third gear, just slower speed than a lot of corners is too risky.
You got the black flag. They say you cut the course. You're gonna hold
12 minutes and
finish this.
52 seconds. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because we cut the track.
Yeah, I
So
guess
it's
that.
done now.
It was only like 2 minutes in the practice sessions.
I just wanted to finish this race.
Yeah,
Once.
same.
I haven't finished this without
Yeah,
many
nothing.
laps behind.
Yeah, that's done then. We're just gonna keep crashing if it's going that early easily.
Yeah, turning right is odd, and turning left very easy to turn too far for the car to be happy and sticking with it.
Yeah. It's the problem with how the damage model works, and still, the suspension damage doesn't always get fixed, which is just wrong.
Yep, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Well, we tried. Definitely didn't start off right, and then that happens.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It all gets ruined by some other idiot just not holding their brakes.
And they're still driving. Like,
Yeah, that's the worst bit. Is the fact that they're still going around, and they've probably got only like 5 to 10 minutes worth of repairs as well.
Probably even less.
yet they
Probably
killed
about
2
4 or
cars.
5 minutes. Yeah.
that car is pretty landed as well.
That's a shame.
Well, looks like this is gonna be a free win for someone who keeps the car out of the fence.
Well, it's just the unfortunate things that happen when, well, at least the other car's accident, when you sign up at this IR, there's low IR cup cars because it's the bottom split of them, I think, or the one above bottom.
Yeah, I mean they seem to be alright. Like the GT4 did slightly nerf out wide when that BMW was trying to go past, but that BMW could have gave even more room on the inside. Probably
You
should have given
shouldn't
more
have done
room.
that move anyways. Like that is already a corner where you're kind of on edge with that car. You just need to calm it down. If you can't drive aggressively through traffic, you just don't do it.
Well, the Porsche lost it on the
Yeah,
on
because
the,
he
before.
had to take
I think he
the
lost it before
alternative
even
line.
the jump. He lost it like before he even got to the jump. So he took the jump and then fully lost it, and then he
Yeah.
hit the wall and.
Yeah, I was talking about our incident. That Porsche, that other one was, yeah, very much on the Porsche again, just rolling for. Should have checked the relative. Oh, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? I was hoping for a good one this time. I'm pretty sure I've completed the Nords 24 before, but it was quite some years ago. I was kind of hoping that would
Well, I want to
get
thank
through and get a podium.
you guys for at least racing and putting in the time to practice this. Maybe next year we can finish this race.
Yeah, definitely. It was good fun. Good fun practicing. It's just yeah, unfortunate how it
Good to
planned.
finally learn the track. It's just my main thing. 3 weeks ago, I did not know this track at all.
Hey, Chris. Looks like your wish is
Hey.
came true of not having to drive.
Yeah, well, I was like kind of looking forward to it, but I also didn't want to crash the car for you guys. But
Don't worry,
Whatever.
I took that liberty.
You didn't.
It wasn't your fault, Raf.
wasn't
But
it?
you slowed down and gave him room, and he took the room you gave him.
it's always like hindsight. You know, you don't want to lose too
But-
much time, but like at that moment when I make the decision, there is enough space on the right side. He is stopped on the track. I decide to slow down a little bit, and I see, okay, now he's fully stopped. I can go for it, and then he just drives forward, and then you.
Very low IQ. But then the soft of that race is like 2k or something crazy.
The GT3 soft isn't bad. It's the 911 soft that's bad.
Would
Yeah.
have rather been in a full
Right.
GT3 split.
Yeah, it would have been better to been 2 splits lower probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, like I could have registered and got us like second.
Yeah, but
If we needed to.
aren't that fast enough.
Yeah,
That's the-
true.
We were trying to pick one where freaking IR where we all could be competitive.
Yeah, that's true.
Team. There's nothing worse than being in a high split and then not being fast.
Yeah, exactly.
I had that happen last week at doing the 12-hour races.
Oh, really?
We
Were you in
we were
top?
trying to. Yeah, I ended up in top split in GT3, and I'm not that fast.
Yeah, Grand, the Porsches
Yeah,
are
thanks Chris
class
for
below.
hopping in for us, even though at the first point it didn't really look like you were needed.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I didn't
So-
notice that much anyway.
Alright, I'll see you in a bit, Chris, in the other Discord.
Sure. See you later.
Alright, good luck with whatever you're gonna do on stream, Matt, if you're gonna stop doing it.
I'll probably end up stopping now, I think.
If I'm bored in the morning and I want some SR, I'll drive like some laps. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Yeah, that's a good
Alright.
point, actually.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, if anyone wants
nice.
SR, just go and hack around some laps.
Well, right now
Well,
you're
the
not
cars-
losing any I rating.
Well, you do it late tomorrow morning when there's no cars on track, so you can do it safely.
Well, yeah,
Nah,
I was gonna say the
with
car's
this
not
car,
exactly easy to
I'm
drive
not so
at the
sure.
moment.
I know, we'll
Alright,
see.
well, I'll see you guys later.
See you later, dude. Cheers, mate. Alright, I think I'm gonna head off Discord as well
Okay,
for the
man.
rest of the evening. So, yeah, cheers for all the practice and everything.
Yeah,
The week was
man,
all
it's been
good
great.
fun. Yeah, unfortunate.
It's just one of those things.
I'll
See you, man.
catch you in a bit. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, let's save that replay, but unfortunately that is that's gonna be pretty much it. Wrong source, that's the one that I wanted. But yeah, unfortunately that's gonna be it. That's our 24 hours done and dusted within 2. As you saw, the car's just not safe to drive. Doesn't really want to turn right. It's quite stable turning right. Turning left, it's not stable, and there's a number of corners around the circuit that are quite high speed, that are left-hand turns as well. So it just makes sense to not drive the car at all and call it a day. So that's unfortunately it for this. It's a shame, but nonetheless, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in and showing us the support. It's very much appreciated. It's cool to see a number of you guys back as well, supporting the channel through the various live streams that are doing. Thank you to everybody who donated in the super chat as well. First time turning that feature on for this live stream. And thank you for your donations. Once again, they're also very much appreciated as well. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the last 2 hours somewhat. Hopefully I haven't been too boring. But yeah, hopefully in the next 24 hours, I think the next one I'm planning on doing is the Le Mans 24-hour, which is, bear with me a second, up. I believe it's in June. Events. Images. June, but when in June was it? Open. The 20th and 21st of June. So be aiming to do the Le Mans 24 hours then for that one. There's a couple more that I've got my eye on throughout the year, which may potentially be able to do. It entirely depends. See how things go. But yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be it for it today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. And yeah, just thanks very much. Hopefully I shall see you in the next one. But I guess until then, have fun, look after yourself, stay safe, and take care.